Use A Sweet Part of Nature, pages 14 through 15, to answer questions 17 through 20. Then fill in the answers on your answer document. Please make sure you read these boxes at the top because they are going to help you. These are your directions telling you what you're going to do. Number 17. The author's purpose for including paragraph 5 in the article most likely is to. So we're going to go back to A Sweet Part of Nature and read paragraph 5. How humans can help. There are some things humans can do to help honeybees. People grow flowers and plants that honeybees like, such as cabbage, sunflowers, and strawberries. People also build beehives so that more bees will live in their area. In fact, some schools have initiated beekeeping programs to teach students about bees to provide homes for bees that pollinate local plants. All right, so going back to number 17. Yeah. The author's purpose for including paragraph 5 in the article most likely is to A. Explain the problems honeybees are experiencing. No, that is not what that section was telling us, so A is not our answer. B. State the benefits of taking care of honeybees. That is not the main idea of that section. That's not the purpose of the author including it. So B is not our answer. C. Describe ways to care for the honeybee population. That is what was being described in that section, so C could very well be our answer. D. Show why honeybees are good to have around. And that's not everything that that section was informing us about, so our best answer here is C. Number 18. What happens when the land where bees live is turned into farmland? Let's go look for our text evidence. Scientists also learned that some areas where bees live have been turned into farms. The wildflowers and plants that bees feed on have been replaced with crops, which limits honeybees' access to nectar and pollen. Another problem for honeybees may be the chemicals that are used to protect crops. The chemicals are sprayed on the crops, but are spread to other plants and flowers that bees depend on to survive. So let's see what our answer choices say. F. Honeybees find less pollen and nectar. Yes, that is what that just told us. So we'll put an M next to it for maybe because we need to read all of our answer choices. G. Honeybees catch dangerous diseases. That part was not a result of their land for turning into farmland, or where they live turning into farmland. So G is not our answer. H. Honeybees spread sickness to the plants. That is not what was said as a result of their homes turning into farmland. So H is not our answer. Notice that these were both in the selection, but that had nothing to do with their land being turned into farmland. Or J, honeybees eat too much of the crops. That was not in the selection at all. J is not our answer. Our answer here is F. Number 19. What problem would most likely occur if there were too few honeybees? A. There will be much less healthy food to eat. That is what we found in our selection, and that was found in paragraph. Many fruits and vegetables that humans and other animals eat cannot grow without the help of honeybees. Honeybees carry pollen among plants. The plants need pollen to grow and produce seeds, more seeds. Without the help of honeybees, we would not have as many of the plants we depend on for food. So paragraph 3 is our text evidence to support that answer. So we know that that could very well be our correct answer. B, diseases will spread more quickly. The selection said nothing about honeybees preventing diseases from spreading, so B is not our answer. C, there would be more farms where bees once lived. That would not. So this is a cause and effect question. The cause is farms being created. The effect is fewer honeybees. C has it backwards. C is saying the cause is fewer honeybees and the effect is more farms. That's backwards and wrong. C is not our answer. D, more harmful insects would be alive. Our selection said nothing about that. D is not our answer. Our answer here is A, where we found our text evidence and we were able to support that answer. Number 20. What is the best summary of the section titled How Humans Can Help? So what do we need to do here? We need to go back and reread How Humans Can Help so we know exactly what needs to be included in our summary. How humans can help. There are some things humans can do to help honeybees. People can grow flowers and plants the honeybees like, such as cabbage, sunflowers, and strawberries. People can also build beehives so that more bees will live in their area. In fact, some schools have initiated beekeeping programs to teach students about bees and to provide homes for bees that pollinate local plants. And it also tells us about Emma Fournier, a student at York Prep School, checks the bees that live on the rooftop of the school in New York City. Ian Snyder, a student who participates in a beekeeping program in Pennsylvania, has the right idea. It's important to keep the bees alive so that they can pollinate everything, Ian said. It is part of the cycle of life. So let's go look at our answer choices. F, beekeepers are people who try to keep bees healthy. Ian Snyder is a student who says this is important. He participates in a beekeeping program at school. That was included in the section titled How Humans Can Help, but that's not all. So F is not our answer because we are missing the beginning. G, if children want to help honeybees, they should learn about honeybees and plants the bees like. Many schools offer classes that help students learn about honeybees living in their area. That is a pretty decent summary. We're still missing some things in there. We could put an M next to G for maybe. H, honeybees like plants such as cabbage, sunflowers, and strawberries. People who want to help honeybees should try to grow plants like these. That is not all that was mentioned in that section. We are missing many things, so H is not our answer. J, anyone can help honeybees. People can grow plants that honeybees like. They can also build beehives. Some schools are teaching students how to be beekeepers and keep bees healthy. That is a good summary. It touched on everything that section, How Humans Can Help, was talking about. So J is our correct answer here. Use night flyers in A Sweet Part of Nature to answer questions 21 through 24. Then fill in the answers on your answer document. Based on details in both Night Flyers and A Sweet Part of Nature, the reader can tell that bats and honeybees are responsible for A, fewer insects eating crops. That is not something that was mentioned in both, so A is not our answer. B, more people starting new farms. That is not what the honeybees and bats are responsible for. B is not our correct answer. C, fewer animals getting sick from diseases and viruses. Never was that stated in either. C is not our correct answer. D, more food being produced because of pollination. D is correct. That was mentioned in both of them. We have the pollination. Let's see here. It takes evidence about bees pollinate a wide variety of plants. And honeybees, bats have to do with pollination. Right here where it says bats also spread pollen among flowering plants. So that is our text evidence for both. Number 22. The first photograph in Night Flyers and the last photograph in A Sweet Part of Nature both show that. So we need to go look at the first photograph, Night Flyers, and the last photograph. So here we have visitors watch as millions of bats fly out of Bracken Cave. So this caption is telling you what you're looking at in this photograph. it may be kind of hard to tell what's here. It's small, it's in black and white, it's kind of difficult to see, but this caption lets you know. Visitors watch as millions of bats fly out of Bracken Cave. And the last photograph in this selection is Emma Fournier, a student at New York Prep School, checks on the bees that live at the top of her school. So both of these show that F, these animals enjoy being near people. No, we can't tell that the animals like being near people. We can tell that people like being near animals. So H is not our answer. F is not our answer. G, there are more of these animals than people may think. That may be what we're seeing in night flyers, but that's not exactly what we're seeing in a Sweet Part of Nature's photograph. So G is not our answer because we're looking for both. H, people are interested in these animals. So in the first photograph, we have all of these people that gathered to see the bats. The second photograph, we have the student who is interested in these honeybees. So H could very well be our answer. Let's look at J. It is easy for people to help these animals. And the photograph from Night Flyers didn't show people helping at all. J is not our answer. Our correct answer here is H. Number 23. What is one way that the bats and night flyers and the honeybees in a Sweet Part of Nature are different? How are they different? A, bats eat insects while bees do not. We did see that the bats eat insects, and we did not read anything about bees eating insects, so A could be our answer. B, bats spread pollen while bees do not. We know that both of them spread pollen, so B is not our answer. C, bats catch diseases while bees do not. We read about bees catching diseases, so C cannot be our answer. D, bats need new homes while bees do not. And we know that both of them are losing their homes, and we could help build houses for both. So D is not our answer. Our correct answer here is A. Number 24. Read the sentence for paragraph 2 of Night Flyers. Bats also spread pollen among flowering plants. What sentence from A Sweet Part of Nature best shows a way that honeybees are similar to bats? Similar means same. So when you see this, they're asking you, how are they the same? So how are honeybees the same as bats? F, when people think of bees, they may also think of the sweet taste of honey that makes bees. Okay, so honey has to do with pollination. So F could be our answer. We can put an M for maybe. G, the wildflowers and plants that bees feed on have been replaced with crops, which limits honeybees' access to nectar and pollen. So what we're looking for, this is talking about bats spreading pollen. This answer choice is talking about honeybees having limits to access to pollen. So this is the opposite. G is not our answer. H, bees pollinate a wide variety of plants in the United States. This is talking about how bats pollinate flowers and plants. So those go pretty well together, right? They are very similar. So H is a better answer choice than F. So we can cross off F. J, people can grow flowers and plants that honeybees like, such as cabbage, sunflowers, and strawberries. This has nothing to do with pollinating. And so J is not our answer. Our best answer here is H. Before we move on to our next passage, we are going to take a brain break.